Step into the hall. The floor is polished stone. Torches burn along the walls. Faces turn when you enter, not for your poetry but for your position. This is not a diary, it is a court. Favors move like coins. Doors open for those who carry rank, options, and allies. You are not here to beg for connection. You are here to command it with how you stand, how you speak, and what you refuse to tolerate. Attraction obeys power long before it listens to pretty words. Look around. Courtiers drift in circles, trading smiles for access. The ones with leverage speak less. They do not explain. They do not chase. Their silence is not emptiness. It is a price. Your value is measured by what you make costly. In this hall, flattery without scarcity is counterfeit. Kindness without boundaries is a small change. The throne is not won by rhyme, it is won by frame. You think modern dating is different because the torches are now screens. But the law is the same. People follow certainty. They lean toward a center of gravity. They test where the ground will hold. They do not read your heart before they read your posture. They first decide what you are, then they hear what you say. The order matters. Frame first, words later. Watch the vignettes. Same sentence, two senders, two verdicts. Let's meet Friday. Sender 1, scarce, respected, moving through a life with a mission. They offer 2 time windows. They do not beg for yes. They do not fear no. The message lands like a sealed invitation. It carries calm authority. Response, quick, clear, engaged. The conversation moves to logistics. Interest rises because the sender's life already runs without you. Joining it would be a privilege, not a rescue. Let's meet Friday. Sender 2. Always available, always explaining, always online. They have been typing paragraphs all week. They ask for reassurance in every line. The same sentence arrives heavy with need. It sounds like a request for rescue from boredom, not a plan. Response, delay, maybe. Silence, later excuses. Attraction drains because the sender's life is a vacuum. Entering it would be labor, not desire. You keep thinking the right words will save the wrong frame. They will not. A royal decree written on torn paper reads like a plea. A single clear line sent from a stable center outruns a page of roses. Delivery decides meaning. Timing decides tone. Perceived value decides speed. When your time is costly, your words are gold. When your time is cheap, your words are sand. Respect before desire. This is the rule of the court and the street. If you cannot be both adored and respected, secure respect first. You do this by limits, not lectures, by calm decisions, not emotional storms. You do this by letting consequence speak where you will not. If someone ignores your standard, you do not argue. You withdraw access. You shorten the window. You move the meeting. You end the thread. You let the market of behavior correct its own price. Understand what respect does. It protects your dignity from discounts. It filters opportunists who love attention but hate effort. It turns your presence into an earned space. And then, if love comes, it has a flaw. Without respect, desire is weather. With respect, desire is architecture. Stop auditioning for the role of convincing. Stand as the role of chosen. Speak less, but speak cleanly. Offer plans, not poems. Place your mission above your mood. Let your schedule show your standards. Make silence expensive. Make attention intentional. Make access earned. This hall is not hostile. It is orderly. It answers to power because power answers to discipline. You are not here to perform. You are here to set terms. Frame does not shout. It does not brag. It simply holds. And when it holds, people feel it. They step toward it. Not because your words were beautiful, but because your center was real. Respect first. Desire follows. Men judge more by the eye than by the hand because everyone can see, but few can feel. You keep writing longer messages, believing the right arrangement of syllables will unlock devotion. You stack apology on apology, explanation on explanation, as if a paragraph could replace presence and policy. The illusion is sweet. If you just find the perfect line, they will finally see you. But attraction does not reward perfect lines. It rewards power that can be felt. When your words beg to be believed, your frame is already on sale. The listener feels that sale before they ever read your sentence. This is the script trap. You memorize jokes, story beats, and rhythmic texting patterns. You rehearse replies like a courtroom defense, hoping that if you sound smooth, the verdict will go your way. Yet the more you explain, the more you confess weakness. Explanation is not leadership, it is litigation. A sovereign does not argue for value. A sovereign demonstrates it and lets silence carry the point. Over-explaining begs for approval. Leadership invites choice. Approval is cheap. Choice is earned. Watch what happens when you chase validation through language. Your timing collapses. You answer instantly because delay terrifies you. You fill quiet moments with reassurance, mistaking noise for connection. You offer your schedule like a buffet. Anything that works for you works for me. Every line sends the same message. Your time is free, your attention is hungry, your standards are negotiable. People read the signal, not the sentence. They sense you will bend before a boundary even appears. Interest cools. Now consider the counterframe. Minimal text, clear logistics, calm tone. You propose two options. You hold your availability like a scarce resource. You do not repeat yourself. If a response drifts, you drift too back to your mission. The message is not the letters, it is the leverage behind them. People are drawn to what organizes itself without them. They lean toward a center that does not wobble when tested. Your calm becomes gravity. Your silence becomes a price. Desire follows structure, not speeches. False love lives on cheap currency. Compliments with no cost are like coins anyone can print. Access with no limits is like a gate that never closes. Market price abundance near zero. You think you are generous by giving everything up front. What you are is easy to ignore. When something requires no effort to obtain, it requires no effort to maintain. Flattery and constant presence may create attention, but they rarely create attachment. The bonds that last are built on earned privileges, time, energy, intimacy, paid for with effort and reliability. Use market logic. Ask, what must they invest to keep receiving access? If the answer is nothing, you are training them to pay nothing. If the answer is break the rules and suffer no consequence, you are writing a policy for your own disrespect. Value rises with friction and falls with certainty. Set a price in discipline. Keep your plans, your training, your craft, your sleep. Practice delayed replies without theatrics. Offer warmth, not worship. Give what is deserved, not what is demanded. Let interest do the work that pleading never does. You may fear this sounds cold. It is not cold. It is clear. Principled warmth is kindness inside boundaries. You can be generous and still protect your standards. You can listen without promising rescue. You can empathize without abandoning your schedule. There is a difference between steady kindness and unguarded softness. Steady kindness says, I care, and I also care for myself. Unguarded softness says, I will trade my dignity for your attention. The first breeds respect. The second breeds contempt. The kindness-contempt curve is cruel but dependable. At first, extra softness feels sweet. You are always available. You say yes to every change. You forgive before they ask. For a moment, they soak in the ease. Then, the brain records a fact. You are safe to push. Predictability removes tension, and tension creates value. Soon the sweetness turns flavorless. Requests become demands. Your compliance becomes background noise. What was once appreciated becomes expected, then ignored, then ridiculed. That is not romance failing, that is incentives working. To reset the curve, make your kindness cost patience and effort, not game's guardrails. When plans are cancelled without respect, you do not give a speech, you give a policy. Reschedule with less access. When midnight messages fish for ego strokes, they wait until morning while your phone sleeps outside your room. When boundaries are tested, you apply consequence calmly, not emotionally. You are not punishing, you are pricing. You are teaching people how to handle you by how you handle you. Lawful, predictable, quiet. Consider 2 scenes. Scene 1. Before meeting, you send a stream of compliments and assurances. I'm different from the others. I'll treat you right. It reads like an advertisement for a product nobody lined up to buy. Scene 2. You share one genuine compliment tied to observed behavior, then offer a concrete plan with 2 time windows. You move on with your day. In the first, you inflate desire with air. In the second, you desire a structure to inhabit. One collapses under reality, the other stands because it costs something to enter. Here is the harshest truth. Reassurance is a short-term drug that creates a long-term bill. The more you take, the more you need. Each hit lowers your tolerance for ambiguity. Lovers are not responsible for managing your withdrawals. Your task is to grow a spine that can hold silence without shaking. Build that spine with routines that do not depend on any reply. Purpose, training, focused work, deep rest. From that ground, your words become light tools, not life rafts. People feel the difference. They trust what you enforce more than what you promise. You do not need perfect lines. You need a perfect policy. Speak simply, propose clearly, enforce quietly, reward consistently, and when the old reflex urges you to type another paragraph, choose the sovereign move. Close the app, return to your mission, and let your frame do what your words never could. Warm heart, firm spine, earned access. Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are. You wonder why the same words don't land, why the same moves backfire, why attraction slips when you grip harder. The answer isn't in your sentences. It lives in the wounds that guide your hand before you type, in the tremor beneath your calm, in the policy you run without admitting it. You think you negotiate as a free person. In truth, your shadow already signed the contract. The past sits at the table, tugging on the sleeves of the present, whispering orders you confuse for instincts. You keep offering better lines, your wounds keep offering cheaper terms. Until you confront them, your frame is a puppet throne, and anyone with patience can pull the strings in daylight while you insist your crown is secure. Start with the leaks. You reply instantly, not from confidence but from fear of being forgotten. You over-explain simple plans to buy reassurance you should never need. You test loyalty with jealousy probes and accidental delays, then call it playful. Each behavior is a tell, and tells are currency for predators. Approval hunger broadcasts in speed. Abandonment fear broadcasts in paragraphs. Resentment broadcasts in little digs that say, "I will punish you for making me want you." People hear you before they read you. They price your time by your panic, your value by your boundaries, your future by whether you can sit inside 10 minutes of uncertainty without setting yourself on fire to stay warm. Picture a crowded thread. The one you want texts once, then goes quiet. Your thumb burns. You send 2 clarifying messages. A meme to soften the pressure, then a self-deprecating line to make rejection cheaper. That sequence didn't come from reason. It came from an old room where a child learned silence meant danger. The adult keeps typing because the child thinks a storm is coming. A principled person will notice the speed and step back. Your urgency tells them you are not ready to hold calm. A narcissist will notice the speed and step in. Your urgency tells them a lever exists. The same leak that repels the wise attracts the unwise, and your inbox becomes a net designed by your fear. Over-explaining is another leak. You think if you lay out every context and intention, you'll be safe from misreading. But the more you explain, the more you reveal the pressure you feel. Explaining yields the court to their judgment. It says, "You are the authority, I am the defendant." Opportunists hear the subtext and learn the schedule, push you into confusion, wait for your long apology, accept it, repeat. They don't need to win the argument, they only need to make you perform it. Your wound writes their playbook: provoke, stall, harvest, reassurance. It is not romance, it is administration of you, by them funded with the taxes you pay in paragraphs. Jealousy probes pretend to be power. You flirt in view, hint at other options, weaponize ambiguity. You tell yourself you're testing interest. In reality, you're trying to control uncertainty by manufacturing it. Predators thrive there. They will outplay you and leave you confused. Solid people see the game and decide you are unsafe. The tactic selects your audience. Those who love chaos stay, those who value respect go. You called it strategy, but it was a flare fired from fear. It lit the sky just long enough for scavengers to spot your camp and for good travelers to steer away from the smoke. In Machiavelli's world, predictability is a map to rulership. What is predictable can be ruled. Your emotional patterns, if fixed and visible, become a schedule anyone can plan around. If a certain tone always produces panic, panic can be triggered on demand. If late replies always produce long explanations, explanations can be harvested like a crop. If boundary tests always end in forgiveness without consequence, your territory is open land. You think you are being chosen, you are being programmed. The ruler is whoever can push yesterday's bruises and get today's behavior on time, every time, with interest. Think of the palace gate. It does not announce, "We open when bandits knock." It opens at hours of its choosing. Your heart needs such hours. If you are available with every vibration, you are not choosing, you are being scheduled. A rival can predict you, send a breadcrumb at midnight, receive attention before sleep, drop a compliment after neglect, receive renewed effort, flirt with someone else, receive proof of attachment. That is not romance. That is supply chain management of your emotions by someone who treats your attention like inventory. Gates that open on command do not inspire respect. They invite trucks. Here is the tragic clarity. Self-betrayal becomes policy. You promise dignity, then trade it for temporary relief. Anxiety spikes. You pay with an explanation. Fear of loss rises. You pay with tolerance for disrespect. Uncertainty stings. You pay with public performance, stories, posts, thirst traps to force a reaction. Each purchase buys a minute of calm and sells a piece of sovereignty. Soon, your ruler is whoever can trigger your fear on cue. And it begins with tiny edits, forgiving flimsy cancellations, arguing at 2 a.m., laughing off a public slight. Later never comes. These small betrayals stack into law, and law invites enforcement by those least qualified to wield it. Notice how the wrong people grow stronger when your wounds run the show. The opportunist learns fear will overrule your boundary. The status climber learns flattery after neglect resets the score. The narcissist learns your guilt button is big and easy to press. You become predictable in the direction that harms you. You believe you are choosing, but your wound is choosing for you uncertainty over dignity, chaos over calm, speeches over standards. Attraction becomes a carnival where your tickets are printed from your need, and every ride ends at the same exit, emptier, angrier, less sovereign than before. The repair is not sentimental, it is strategic realism. Begin by mapping symptoms, wound, outcome. Instant replies, abandonment, fear, exploitation via breadcrumbing, over-explaining approval, hunger trials that keep you in court. Jealousy probes, control, anxiety, escalation into games you will lose. Break the chain at the first link by policy, not mood. Set response windows that protect your focus. Move logistics forward or move on. Replace explanations with choices. When pushed to defend your worth, decline the trial. This is what I'm available for. When tempted to provoke jealousy, choose mystery instead. Fewer disclosures, no theatrics, more life offline. When disrespected, apply consequence without anger. Anger feeds drama, consequence feeds respect. You will feel the old panic rise like a storm. Expect it. Panic is the sound of the wound losing jurisdiction. Let the storm pass while you hold the gate. Breathe, move, work, sleep, train. Do not announce your policy, demonstrate it. A new pattern teaches faster than any promise. The right people will relax into clarity. The wrong people will rage against the loss of leverage. Both reactions are data you can use. Sovereignty in love is not coldness. It is warmth within walls. It is a steady presence with standards. It is a schedule that serves your mission and a heart that refuses humiliation as the price of closeness. Live this way, and predators have nothing to grab. There are no loose threads. Your wounds stop choosing your partners. You choose. Name the wound, write the policy, keep the crown. The night goes quiet, and your mind becomes a court with no closing hours. You pace the chambers of your phone like a warder checking torches. One message from them goes dark. Then minutes stretch like corridors. You stare at the last blue line, at the timestamp, at the tiny icon that used to mean safety. Your pulse votes for panic. You doom scroll, then circle back, then open the thread again, as if the verdict might change if you look often enough. The fall begins with hypervigilance. Every vibration is a trumpet, every silence a siege. You reread old jokes for proof that you were once wanted, then comb the commas for hints you missed. You draft long speeches in the Notes app, defenses, explanations, offers to make the confusion easy. Your stomach sits at the edge of a balcony, waiting for news. Work blurs, meals turn to coffee. Sleep is an embassy you no longer have credentials to enter. Then come the mixed signals, a reaction to a story without a reply, a late night like after a day of nothing, a promise to call that evaporates by evening. You bargain with ghosts. Maybe they are busy. Maybe you said too much. Maybe you should say more so they know you care. You keep adding bricks to the same wall that blocks you, believing weight will build a door. The humiliation is quiet at first, then hot and loud. You imagine them laughing at your urgency, and the image burns. You put on a soft mask to hide the blaze. Playful texts, extra humor, over-polite tone. You think, if you are easy, the friction will end, but your ease becomes a trough where their attention can drink without paying. You follow up on their cancellations with sweet understanding, and disrespect learns your calendar. You show you will double your effort to cover their half, and contempt learns your price. The more you chase, the more you teach. The more you teach, the more you lose. Here is the mirror. Disrespect persists because you rewarded it. You paid late replies with longer messages. You answered inconsistency with flexibility. You turned slights into lectures that entertained, then into confessions that relieved them of effort. In this marketplace, the seller lowers the price each time the buyer hesitates. You thought you were proving devotion. You were auctioning dignity. You did not say, "Treat me better." You demonstrated, Treat me less, and I will give more. This is stern, not cruel. You were trained by earlier rooms where silence meant danger and chaos taught obedience. In those rooms, working harder kept the peace, so you learned to pay first and hope for calm later. When love appeared, you ran the same policy. But adult courts do not honor childhood rules. Effort against contempt is not noble. It is a subsidy. Predators spend it. Opportunists bank it. Decent people become uneasy because your self-abandonment asks them to manage your worth for you. Study the mechanics without flinching. Your identity is attached to being liked. You built your face from mirrors you could not control. When one mirror turned, your face broke. Bargaining began. You promised to be more understanding, more available, more forgiving. Then came rage, the storm that arrives when self-betrayal can no longer pretend to be generosity. Rage looks righteous, but it is often late. It tries to reclaim with noise what policy gave away quietly, month by month. You need a clean break with the old self, the version addicted to outcomes and applause. Ceremonies matter because they turn decisions into law. Close your eyes and picture a throne room. On the seat lies a crown made of notifications, approval, and performance. That crown cuts, it never fits. Lift it, place it on the floor, step back. Bow once not to the crown, but to the part of you that survived carrying it. Then leave it behind. Leave with nothing but your standards and your schedule. From this hour, you do not argue for respect. You design for it. No more essays sent into the void. No more midnight trials where you plead your value before a sleepy judge. You speak once, in clean lines. You set time windows. You move logistics forward, or you move on. When someone shows mixed signals, you do not build them a clearer road. You let the fog keep them. When someone cancels twice, the third plan is never offered. You replace speeches with policy, panic with process. The panic will come. Let it arrive like weather that cannot touch the stone. Walk while it rains, work while it thunders, train while it flashes. Silence your device and keep it in another room. Tell no one you are doing this. The power is not in the announcement. The power is in the repetition. After 7 days, you will notice the first crack in the old reflex, like light slipping under a door. After 14, your appetite returns. After 30, solitude tastes like water instead of debt. Understand the strategic meaning of your collapse. It stripped the paint from the walls and showed the wood beneath. You saw the hinges you had given away. You learned which levers moved you on cue. This is not a reason for shame. It is a blueprint for reform. Every humiliation marked an opening. Every mixed signal exposed a gap in your policy. Every rage fit showed a place you had already surrendered. The map is drawn. Use it. When you stand again, stand smaller and steadier. Fewer claims, less performance, quieter truth. Invite with clarity and withdraw with calm. Do not hide your warmth. House it. Make it expensive to reach and easy to keep if treated well. Keep your mission in the center of the room where love cannot displace it, only join it. Speak to yourself in the language of rulers, measurable, repeatable, enforceable. If this, then this. No storms, only seasons, you understand. You are not breaking because you were weak. You are breaking because a false structure failed, a structure that demanded constant applause to stay upright. Let it fall. The rubble is honest. Build from stone this time. Morning routines that do not depend on replies. Friendships that do not drink your boundaries. Work that makes you proud in silence. When the old thread lights up with a casual, "Hey," you will feel the tug, and you will feel the crown still lying on that cold floor, and you will keep walking. Let the old self die so your standards can live. Men are driven by two principal impulses, either by love or by fear. It was never love. It was an imbalance wearing perfume. What you called chemistry was gravity toward a center you did not control. You thought the words failed you. They did not. The structure did. Attraction stabilized only when respect, boundaries, and consequence held the room. When they vanished, so did devotion. You were not undone by the wrong sentence. You were discounted by the wrong frame. Here is your lever, simple and sharp. Frame equals standards plus positioning plus consequences, held calmly over time. Standards are what you allow and what you refuse. Positioning is where you stand relative to your mission, your time, and your options. Consequences are the quiet laws that follow violations without speeches. Held together, they form a weather system around you. People feel it before they understand it. It makes yes mean yes and no mean no. It turns your presence into a policy, not a plea. Standards are gates. Without them, anyone can drive into your life at any hour with any demand. You used to call that openness. In truth, it was an unguarded border that made invasion cheap. Write your standards in plain lines. Punctuality, clarity, effort matched, private respect, public respect, not perfection reciprocity. You don't need to announce them, you enforce them. When someone cancels twice, the calendar closes. When someone speaks with contempt, access shrinks. When someone shows real effort, access expands in step. Positioning is the map of your life. In the old map, romance sat at the capital, and your mission lived on the outskirts. That is why a late text could overthrow your day. Shift the capital back to your mission. This is not withdrawal, it is order. Your training, your craft, your sleep, your circle, these become the spine that nothing displaces. From that height, you don't perform for attention. You extend invitations to share motion. People can join your pace or step aside. Either choice leaves your direction intact. Consequences are the crown's handwriting. They speak when you do not. You used to debate every slight and bargain after every disrespect. That taught others you would exchange dignity for closeness. Replace debate with policy. Late, confirm once, then reschedule on your terms, or don't. Mixed signals, move logistics forward or move on. Pressure to overshare, offer less, and change the subject. Consequences are not rage, they are pricing. They teach the market how to treat you without you raising your voice. Respect before emotion. Affection without structure is weather warm at noon, gone by dusk. You kept chasing the sun while ignoring the roof. The structure is the roof. Without it, every cloud becomes a crisis. With it, storms pass and the house stands. Romance is not outlawed by rules, it is protected by them. Laughter grows where trust is not bleeding. Desire deepens where boundaries keep resentment out. People do not fall in love with your speeches about feelings. They fall in love with how calm and consistent your presence feels. You were told that love is unconditional. That makes a sweet song and a cruel life. In practice, healthy love is conditional on conduct, honesty, consistency, care. Conditions are not cold. They are commitments that can be kept. The alternative is sentimentality that bends until it breaks, then calls the break fate. Fate did not do that. Policy did. You relieved others of the work of earning you, then grieved when they treated you like a free sample. Reframe it. Your value is high. Your access is earned, step by step. From chasing to choosing. End the theater of pursuit. Curation is quieter and stronger. Write selection criteria like a hiring manager for your life. Do they keep their word without reminders? Do they handle a no with grace? Do they calm or drain it? Do they show effort when the novelty fades? Score it in your head. 2 strikes on core criteria end the interview. No apologies, no speeches. You are not punishing, you are preserving fit. The right people will feel seen by the structure. The wrong people will resist and fall away. Practice sovereign minimalism in communication. Propose, don't plead. 2 options, clear times. If they are interested, they align. If they are not, space returns to you, and you invest it where life multiplies. Affirm warmly, not constantly. Praise specifics, not fantasies. Share enough to build trust, not enough to mortgage it. Mystery is not manipulation. It is respect for the parts of your life that must remain whole to guide you. Now, revisit the story you used to tell. You were almost loved, but your words ruined it. No, you were almost chosen, but your frame made choosing you too easy to value or too costly to respect. When the structure entered, attraction returned because it finally had walls to echo against. It was never love denied by phrasing. It was a market responding to signals. Change the signals, and the story changes with them. Walk forward with a sovereign posture. Keep your standards visible to yourself. Keep your mission at the center. Let consequences carry your quiet voice. Offer generosity inside boundaries, and let time filter the rest. The past was not a curse, it was a class. Graduate with honors by refusing the old tuition. Respect first, structure firm, love earned. A prince must learn how not to be good. Power with a conscience is still power. Power without a conscience is only noise. Your task now is neither cruelty nor softness. It is sovereignty. A steady spine, lawful policies, and calm decisions that set the price of your presence. You will build this not with speeches but with protocols. States survive because procedure outlasts mood. You will become your own state. Begin with the non-reactive protocol. For 24 hours after a provocation, you do nothing that explains you. No essays, no defenses, no midnight paragraphs. You acknowledge the signal, then let it sit like a letter on a desk until the sun rises. This is not avoidance, it is command of tempo. When you hold tempo, you control the frame. In those hours you train, you work, you sleep. Anger grows dull, need grows quiet. You return to the matter as a judge after recess, not as a defendant on trial. The non-reactive protocol protects status under fire. Predators live on your reactivity. Every burst of emotion is free fuel for their leverage. They will poke, delay, triangulate, and perform confusion. Your policy steals their oxygen. You do not reward drama with blood. You let storms pass while your gates remain closed. You answer when you decide, and only with what moves reality, nothing more. Next, scarcity discipline. Your time is a rare metal. Treat it that way. Limit access, limit windows. Place your mission above romance, and let romance orbit it at a respectful distance. This is executive posture. Schedule invitations, the way a city schedules bridges open at set hours, closed for maintenance, never at the whim of random traffic. People respect what is scarce and predictable. They distrust what is always available and easily moved. You do not perform value. You express it by what you withhold. Meetings are offered, not begged for. Attention is directed, not poured. Silence is expensive. Then, boundary plus consequence. Your lines are not warnings, they are laws. Speak them once, simply. Violations meet proportionate, quiet consequences. Late twice? Reschedule on your terms next week or decline. Public slight? Reduce access and refuse public theater. Pressure to overshare? Offer less and change topics. No debates, no scenes. Consequence without heat is the handwriting of a crown. It teaches respect faster than lectures because it costs the other person something and preserves your calm. Move to the external tactics. Start with selection and testing. You are not hunting, you are filtering. Gentle friction is your sieve. Micro delays reveal whether interest is steady or only hungry for attention. Values checks, small asks for clarity, punctuality, and follow-through reveal character without theatrics. Ask for a simple plan, a time, a place, a confirmation by noon. Watch, do not chase. Players sprint during novelty and stall during duty. Good people steady themselves and deliver. Your tests are not traps, they are windows. Look through them and decide. Next, message and logistics. Logistics before lyricism. Propose 2 options with clear times and locations. Do not outsource every decision to preference lists, that is, work they will not respect. If the answer is yes, confirm and move on. If the answer is vague, nudge once and release. Clarity converts interest. Ambiguity taxes your dignity. Speak like a builder, short, warm, specific. Design every exchange to reduce confusion and raise momentum. Do not try to persuade, try to schedule. If it is not scheduled, it will not sustain. Then, reputation and mystery, fewer disclosures, tighter circles, high-signal actions. Inform with deeds, health, craft, friendships, service rather than monologues. Your image becomes a byproduct, not a product. Mystery here is not game playing, it is structural integrity. Share enough to build trust, not enough to sell your center. If the other person values gossip, they will resent your quiet. Let them. You cannot be both sovereign and endlessly available for inspection. Keep one locked room in every palace. It is where your mission sleeps. Now measure. Power without metrics becomes theater. Track 3 KPIs. Respect shown, effort matched, calm maintained. Respect shown is behavior, not compliments. Do they arrive when they say they will? Do they speak well of you in rooms you do not enter? Do they protect private matters? Effort matched is symmetry in planning, paying, and following through. It proves mutual investment. Calm maintained is your internal barometer. Did you keep the 24-hour rule? Protect sleep and stay with your mission when uncertainty knocked. These numbers are simple, but they do not lie. Iteration also means audits. Once a month, review 3 transcripts. 1 where you felt strong, 1 where you felt shaky, 1 where you felt used. Extract patterns. Where did reactivity sneak in? Where did scarcity hold? Where did boundary plus consequence succeed or fail? Adjust one policy at a time. Small changes compound. The state improves not by heroic speeches but by quiet reforms. Citizens feel in the street. You are the citizen and the ruler. Expect resistance. Opportunists will call your policies cold. They are not cold, they are fair. Your frame does not forbid warmth, it forbids waste. Offer generosity inside structure. Give grace once, give patterns nothing. Reward honesty, even when it stings. Punish manipulation by withdrawing the stage. Never argue with an actor who needs an audience. Close the theater, go home. Examples matter. The late night, hey, after days of silence. No reply until morning, then a simple, tomorrow is better 6 or 8. If they ghost again, the door closes. The public flirt meant to trigger you. Ignore the bait, finish your workout, and later restate your standard privately. If the pattern repeats, reduce access. The pressure to explain your worth. Decline the trial. This is what I'm available for, and exit the courtroom you never agreed to enter. You are not punishing, you are pricing. You train the market with every response. All of this is meeting the shadow. You are not suppressing need, you are governing it. The part of you that fears loss learns to sit through uncertainty without burning the village. The part that craves applause learns to eat from purpose, not from claps. The part that wants revenge learns that policy bites harder than rage and leaves no stain. You become reliable to yourself. Others feel that reliability as steadiness, as gravity, as home. Do not confuse sovereignty with loneliness. It is the opposite. It makes you safe to love because you will not sell your center to keep a hand. It makes you easy to trust because your yes is measured and your no is clean. It makes you attractive because your life is already in motion and there is room beside you for those who respect the road. This is Machiavellian ethics. Do no harm, permit none against you, build a state that does not need chaos to feel alive. Hold the protocol, hold the posture, hold the peace. When the old urge to explain rises, breathe and let the hour pass. When attention comes easy, protect your scarcity. When lines are crossed, let consequence write the reply. You are not improvising anymore. You are governing. Calm laws, steady spine, earned closeness. The loudest room is the one inside your head. Close the doors and you will hear your strength. Picture a day without auditions. Your phone sleeps in the next room. Your morning belongs to breath, light, and work that actually builds you. Boundaries are not walls against love. They are walls against chaos. With them, drama, desire deepens. You speak less and are understood more because your schedule tells the truth your words used to carry alone. People feel the calm as gravity. They lean toward it because it does not beg. They respect it because it does not wobble. You are no longer arranging your life around random weather. You are the climate, steady, warm, and clear. Peace does not mean quiet from others only. It means quiet from your old reflex. The urgency that once threw you into long explanations now stops at a red light you installed. The habit that used to turn silence into storms now meets a policy. Sleep first, decide after. When you hold yourself this way, your heart stops paying bribes for attention. You give your time like a measured gift, not a leak. That slow power changes who approaches you. Opportunists lose interest when the free buffet closes. Serious people arrive with clean hands and real plans. Let your strength be ethical and exact. Fairness is not weakness, it is strategy. You are clear about what you offer and what you expect. You do not take what is not given. You do not promise what you cannot keep. Consent is not paperwork. It is rhythm, two people stepping in time without pulling the other off balance. Clarity becomes your shield and your welcome sign. You say yes when you mean yes, no when you mean no, later when you need later. There is no hidden contract in your kindness. There is no hidden knife in your boundary. Responsibility sharpens power. You do not gossip to gain advantage. You gain advantage by being reliable. You do not test with cruelty. You test with tasks that reveal character, punctuality, follow through, care when the camera is off. When someone fails the test, you do not destroy them. You simply stop pretending. When someone passes, you invest with steadiness, not with show. Your reputation travels before you as a quiet rumor of safety. People who carry chaos feel out of place around you. People who carry respect feel at home. Now the choice. Frenzy begs, frame invites. Desperation promises everything. Dignity promises only what it will honor. The old path offers speed and ends in dust. This path asks for patience and builds a road. Choose the room you will live in, the room of noise where you perform for a shaky crown, or the room of order where you serve your mission and let love join the work. You do not need to be loud to be strong. You need to be consistent. You do not need to be feared to be safe. You need to be clear. See your future with small, precise movements. 2 windows of time, offered without hurry. 1 honest compliment tied to action. A policy that handles disrespect without speeches. Sleep that no message may purchase. Training that no flattery may interrupt. Work that no silence may drown. These are not tricks, they are bricks. Stack them, and your life becomes a house where storms can knock and find no entrance. Inside that house, affection can breathe. Respect becomes native air. Love is not hunted or trapped, it is welcomed and kept. There will still be weather, a late reply, a missed call, an old ache that wakes like a siren at night. But you will not reach for fire to stay warm. You will reach for your rules and find your pulse there. You will remember that peace is not given by others, it is permitted by your policies. You will remember that power with a conscience is the only power that does not poison the hand that holds it. And you will move through your day with a light step, carrying a crown that does not cut. Choose order over noise, dignity over desperation, peace over performance.